truly changed my situation at home. I have a terrible, awful plumbing issues.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
your dad told me, this is years ago, he said, and I would tell him all my toilets, always getting clogged up, my shower's always getting clogged up. He was like, I need you to try my drain cleaner.
Yes.
And I'm like, Professor, I've tried everything. He's the lid, I'm telling you, try the SuperFast Drain. I am, and my mother would have vouched for it, same thing. I am never without this in my house.
Sure.
That is what a game changer this is. And we'll talk about that in just a minute.
You sold me.
But it was your dad. I mean, and don't wait. That's the one thing I'm going to say, because that's why I've always been on auto ship on it, because this special is not, because it's a weekly deal drop.
Yes.
But I never want to be without it, because when that situation happens,
it's not
right?
if.
Oh, it's when.
For sure.
You're right.
You're going to have a clog
Amos.
or a smelly drain, yeah.
Over 5,500 already just in the last couple days.
Nice.
So, and then brand new foaming drain maintenance.
Can't wait to see that.
Protector. We're going to talk about that. Comes along with the tube, which you'll understand. You're going to use that maybe once or maybe twice, once a week, or once every 2 weeks, whatever works best for you. But wait do you see what this is gonna do to your drains and to your plumbing and all of that. So, all right, let's get right down to, oh, by the way, and at a weekly deal drop price at $29.99. Flex pay on top of that. I stocked up because, listen, the value, again, that speaks for itself. Just to give you an idea, over 2.5, see, this is why I get excited about Drain Cleaner. 2.5 million sold here at HSN.
Right here?
Right here at HSN. Why? Because tell us what it's doing. This is all the difference in the world.
SuperFast is industry leading when it comes to opening your clogs at home, but this isn't a drain opener, this is a drain cleaner. What that means to you is it opens the drain line. It cleans the drain line too. Squeaky clean where there's nothing sticky or oily left behind. And you see how fast that works? There's an accelerated formula in there. That means it works on contact. You're not waiting. You're not waiting 30 minutes like the consumer stuff from the store. You give it 10 seconds to go to work. Now look at the technology, the degreasing technology. SuperFast turns your hair into foam. It turns the food into foam. It turns the dirt, grease, and oil in the drain line. It breaks it down into foam. Now that foam breaks down into liquid. You give it 10 minutes, and inevitably this all passes through the drain line. You just run hot water for 5 minutes, and it comes back, squeaky clean every time you do it.
It does, it does. All right, competitors.
This stuff right here.
How much I've wasted.
Time and money, and this does damage. A lot of you don't know, when you're panicking and you go out to the store and get a consumer product trying to get those drains open and clear, products like these are highly corrosive. They may contain acid, bleach, or ammonia, or any kind of animal fats in there that generate heat, okay? When you have a lot of corrosive materials like that, it makes heat. So what happens is you pour half that bottle down the drain, 90% of the chemicals trickle, they ooze, they creep, and they get right past the clog. You see, it ends up down here at that curve unit. That curve unit is designed to hold fluids to keep odors from coming back up and permeating through your house, but the chemicals are sitting there building heats of up to 180 degrees. That's no good. That'll actually crack your drain line. I want to give it a minute. We're going to come back to it. Let me just paint the perfect picture. I'm going to play some footage for you so I can explain this a little bit better for you. Okay, you're pouring things down your drain line most of the time. They're a room temperature, or maybe it's even a hot temperature. Now what happens is these materials, they end up going down the drain line and they come in contact with a cold or a cool pipe. What happens is it'll harden and solidify. That liquid hardens on you right away and it'll solidify. Now you need a proprietary formula, something like our SuperFast, to break it down without creating heat. We don't want any heat. Okay, so use that proprietary formula to break that down. You'll be glad you did, because your drain lines will never get damaged like that with our SuperFast.
And just real quickly, look where SuperFast was, if you guys can, right? Then you poured almost a whole bottle.
Yes.
Of the toxic stuff out there, corrosive. It didn't even, look, it didn't even really budge.
No, nothing's happening. They ask, on the back of the bottle, they ask 30 minutes. Okay. They want 30 minutes for that to go to work. We don't have 30 minutes. I'm gonna give it about 2 minutes and come back to it, and we're gonna do our SuperFast one more time. I want you at home to count to yourself right now. How long does this one take? How long does this take to activate? How long does it take to go to work? Well, what you're gonna see, 4 to 6 ounces. When you get this home, don't use the whole bottle. All you need is 4 to 6 ounces. Don't waste it. 4 to 6 ounces. What do you think?
Look.
10 seconds or less, right? 10 seconds or less.
I know for a fact, absolutely.
Last week's food, last month's food, even last year's food. It's hardened and solidified in there. It's even breaking that down into foam. No need to grit the plunger. No need to go out and get a snake and put any of the wear and tear on the inside of the drain line. Just let the product sit and do the work. Now, here's the deal. After it's been broke down and cleaned with the SuperFast, I want you to take a look at our brand new foaming technology. Okay, this is by my dad, Professor Amos. It's for maintaining and cleaning the drain lines. You get a 2-foot hose that you're going to be able to stick down into your drain lines. That's all you do. Now you hit the button on here and you squeeze it. Watch the degreasing technology. This foam is an expanding foam, but in the foam, it contains microbials. Microbials are made from enzymes. These enzymes work by digesting all the fats, oils, and grease. Look it up here. Look at the grease that was up here. You see the grease that was up there? It's just, it's breaking down, it's liquefying, it's digesting.
So this makes so much sense because and this is what I do. I have the original maintainer.
Oh, the PM, the Fast PM.
Yeah,
yes,
the Fast PM. But because once you finally get that drain unclear,
right.
you want to maintain it,
You
right?
do.
And that's why I don't have that. It's just like, I used to, honestly, your poor dad, I'd be like, what am I gonna do? And then, honestly, I got this, and then I started using the maintenance on top of it, and then when I was like doing it once every 3 months, now it's like, I don't know, once a year.
Oh my
Seriously.
God. Dwindled away.
I mean, but it's always there, because I'm not going to be cutting that situation.
Right, because you're comfortable, okay?
Yeah.
I guess we don't have the power, but I was going to rinse the pipe out for you. We'll come back to that. All right, so I want to establish one thing. It's actually the dirtiest place in your whole house. This
is so gross, but
right
it's true. That's what it is.
So
right?
bad. Okay, so if you get a good close look, this is the inside of the drain line of the kitchen sink. There's about 500,000 particles of bacteria per square inch in the drain line of the kitchen sink. You got to eliminate that because that's a food source for bugs and critters. They'll multiply on you. Now, I say that to say this big hunk of oil byproduct right here, this represents last week's food, last month's food, and don't use the whole bottle. I poured a lot out, but 4 to 6 ounces right there, let it to get down on there. Let me show you the degreasing technology. Last week's food, last month's food, even last year's food. Look at how it's saponifying. That's the term that we're using, because when our formula comes in contact with anything oiled by, it's going to work by turning it into foam. So it's actually just melting it away right there. You want to give it up to 10 minutes for that to break down, and that's all you need for that to break down and open up your clog.
And then just hot water, right?
Hot water.
And that's it. I mean, and then I know if you want to show the hot water too, because that is...
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so after we saw how quickly it completely cleared the drain, right? Like,
look at that.
boom.
Oh, it's eating a hole right through that brick. Okay, so here we go. Everything's been suspended free from the inside of the drain. It's all been broken down. Now I'm going to run the hot water. Look at this. Everything passes through the drain line. You just run the water for up to 5 minutes, and it's coming back squeaky clean every single time you do it. Just run the water. And no more drain gases, no more drain odors. I love that.
By the way, as you come back over, here's the one we used from the store.
Big Red.
Big Red. Still having some issues there, Big Red.
While we're over here, so let me explain this. I use that, nothing's happened. That's what Lynn just pointed out. It smells so bad. On the back of that bottle, they tell you not to mix chemicals because you can have a chemical reaction. We have an innovative drain cleaning method. There is no acid in our product. There is no ammonia. There is no animal fats in here. So you can use this right over those standing chemicals. It gets right through the standing water.
Look, there's Big Red. He's like, watch out. I'm coming at you.
Yes, move. Get out the way.
Yes, exactly.
It works so good.
That's why 2.5 million have been sold right here at HSN. Now let's talk about the Fast Foam Maintainer again, because this is a brand new technology.
Lynn, I'd love
Everybody's loving it. We're going to talk about it. Yeah, and for good reason. And watch how simple it is to do this, right?
It is. When you get this home, you'll just put the hose on there. There's a 2-foot hose, and you're going to be able to put this down into your drain line. So take a look here. I got the shower drain. I like to use this one because it reveals perfectly what the foam does. You get that down in there, and then you squeeze the button, press the button, and you just wait. What you're going to wait for, you're going to wait for this foam to come back up out of there. Look at that right there. Now that foam is an expanding foam, so that's what's happening. It's coated the inside of the drain lines completely. And the microbials, the enzymes that are in the foam, work by digesting
And how long do I leave it that way, or what do I do? I rinse it, or after it comes out?
Inevitably, you will rinse it. What I like to do is do it at nighttime.
Okay.
Leave it sit overnight, and it's going to clean all night long. Best application right there.
That makes sense, and we're showing right here.
Yes.
In the kitchen, we were talking about garbage disposals and things of that nature too.
Yes, yes, you definitely use it in the garbage disposal. It's designed to go through there, but use it in any other drain. If you're wondering what kind of drains it's safe on, use it on older homes, newer homes, galvanized steel drain lines, PVC drain lines, septic tanks. But I want to show you this, okay? This is how the foam works. So you stick the hose down into the drain. The drain on the left is completely with buildup. The drain all the way on the right is what happens when you fill that drain line up with the foam. It completely coats the inside of the drain lines. And then there's microbials in there that just work by digesting and digesting and digesting until that clog is completely broke down. And then you'll just run hot water to rinse everything down the drain.
We are very busy. I'm so
Hey, Lynn, happy dance.
Happy dance. I love our happy dance. I'm telling you, okay, over how many now? 5,800.
Cabbage
just, yeah.
There you go.
Just in the last 2 days.
I knew you'd dance with me someday.
Of course I will. So here's what's happening at this point. What we do with the weekly deal drop, this one we launched on Monday. It'll never last the entire week, but that's what typically we hope. But knowing how popular it's been, it's not on auto ship. But if it did, the HSN price is normally $39.99. So absolutely a great opportunity, yes. $10 to get this at home. If you can relate to anything here, maybe, again, a clogged drain in the tub, right?
Right.
Mine
Standing
was
water.
Constantly in my toilets, just,
Yeah.
nightmare, nightmare. And sink areas. This is all you do. You notice that there's no gloves that are being worn. There's, like, you look in the back of some of these bottles, and I don't even know what these words.
They're code words.
Yeah, I like scary, or God forbid it touched your skin. Contact emergency. You don't have that on this.
No high chloride, sulfite, whatever is on. No, none of that. I want to get right into something here because these drain lines here are the bigger drain lines. There's no job too big or too small when it comes to SuperFast. So I want to do a side by side. You got the corrosive big yellow one here from the store. I'm gonna test tube number 1 is our SuperFast, 4 to 6 ounces in there, and then test tube number 2. Lynn, you at home, they say use half the bottle. I'm turning it up a notch. I'm gonna pour the whole bottle in here, and I want you to see what's happening when you do that. Okay, what happens is when you use these chemicals, okay, the corrosive materials, if you come down here a little bit, everything goes to the bottom of the drain line, okay, and it sits there and it starts building heats of up to 180 degrees. When you have heat in there, things start to expand, and when things expand, it comes back up into your tubs. It's coming into your sinks. It's coming back up on you. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you see how if you take a good look at the saponifying action, the foaming, if you get a close look, you'll see.
Away.
It's so active right now. It's working by turning everything into foam, and that foam ends up breaking down into liquid. Inevitably, everything passes through your drain line. You just run hot water. Yeah, there you go. If you get a close look, you'll see the action, this saponifying. You heard the word before,
yes,
right?
Sir.
We started it. Saponification, right there. That's saponification. That's the action. That's what's happening in your drain line.
I mean,
when you use SuperFast.
Comparatively, right?
Yeah.
There's and you were saying the scary part is that sits at the bottom, it just heats up. And actually I saw it, Amos, as soon as you put it in, it started to expand.
Yes.
So that's why things come back up?
Yes, remember that. Remember that. That's why it comes, you don't want chemicals coming back up in your tub. You got pets at home, you got kids, you got grandkids.
Right.
Forget about it. Use the safe product, the SuperFast. Now, if you're just tuning in, I'm gonna do it all over again.
Yeah, okay.
When you get this bottle home, this is SuperFast. We're industry leading with opening the drains, but this isn't a drain opener, it's a drain cleaner. It opens the drain line, it cleans the drain line, but before this goes down, look, it's got an accelerated formula, so you know it starts to work on contact. SuperFast turns your hair into foam.
Don't blink.
Yeah, don't wink. SuperFast turns your hair into foam, your food turns into foam, all the dirt, grease, and oil in the drain line, it breaks down into foam, and it's saponified. You see the action reaction there? You see the degreasing technology? That's what we know by my dad, Professor Amos. Say my name, say my name.
Yes. He's a genius. He really truly is.
It works, it works, it works.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Just let that break down and you just run hot water for 5 minutes. I want to step the...
And that's not the whole bottle, right, Amos? You're just using, I mean, that's the other thing. A little bit goes a long way.
Yeah, so you should get up to 6 applications with the bottle. 4 to 6, okay, depending on how much you're pouring. Test tube number 2, I'm using the consumer competitor here, the highly corrosive. Now, I want to let you know, these bottles, they look different. The yellow one looks different than the gray one. There's a blue one, there's a red one. They look different, but they got the same ingredients on the inside. Okay, you'll read those code words. You'll know what I'm talking about. They say you to pour half that bottle. There's as much as I can fit right now, okay? Let me explain this. 90% of the chemicals trickle, they ooze, they creep, they get past the clog, and it ends up down here. You see, this curve unit is designed to hold fluids to keep odors from coming back up and permeating through your house. The chemicals are sitting there building heats of up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want that because it'll crack your drain lines. That's too hot. Let's give it a minute. Let's give it 1 minute and come back and see if anything happens. But moving on to test tube number 3, one more time. Accelerated formula, accelerated formula. You'll see what I'm talking about. 10 seconds or less. SuperFast is going to break down last week's food, last month's food, even last year's food. Even if you've got that standing water in the bathtub, it's got a perfect consistency that's heavier than water. It gets through the standing water. It gets through the chemicals that you may have used already, and it doesn't have a bad reaction. It just goes to work to saponify the grime.
And here's what I'm going to recommend to you. In the drain line, I'm telling you, it's been it's been a game changer, I mean, for me. I mean, and a lifesaver. It really, honestly. Again, you don't want to get to that point where we're showing you competitors and the frustration and all of that, and then you call a plumber and so forth and so on. Try this first. But here's the thing I'm going to say to you. Don't wait until it happens, right? That is the biggest thing. So when we do like a special, like we're doing today, this is a weekly deal drop.
Yes.
Grab it at this special price. Let's explain this brand new maintenance as well, because we are very, very busy. I'm being told $10, is it, with FlexPay? Yeah. Get it home, and free shipping too.
If I could just say hi to everybody on the phone lines right now, how you doing? This is our Professor Amos drain maintaining foam, okay? This foam, it's so dynamic. It expands in the drain line. If I can get you just to look real close up here, there was a lot of oil and grease on the inside of there. You see what that foam does to that oil and the grease? I mean, it just starts to work by digesting. So let the product do the work so you don't have to. It digests because what it is there's microbials. Microbials are made from enzymes. Enzymes are just proteins. So what this is designed to do, it works by digesting the clog, the fats, oils, and greases, and it keeps digesting until that clog is completely broke down. And then all you'll have to do is you run hot water and you run it for 5 minutes. The drain line's squeaky clean. And remember, when you use this and you leave that foam behind, the house, the room smells so good.
It really does. It smells so fresh.
Yes.
And that's for any area. And then after you get your drain clear, all you do is run hot water and then maintain it once a week or once every 2 weeks with the new maintenance, that foam there. This is going to be an instant customer pick. We have hundreds and hundreds of people in the ordering process. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Lynn. Good to be with you.
We love having you here. And
love being with
to your
you.
dad.
I'll tell him. He asked about you, by the way.
Oh, give him the biggest hug and kiss from me.
I'll tell him.
All righty. Well, we are going to continue with more great ideas. Oh, from Shark, we have our cordless handheld coming up that is a powerhouse. I do also welcome